Well, it's not often that you hear a national story about fencing, the sport fencing. You're not usually like, oh, I'm turning on the TV and I'm watching a fencing story. But this week is different because Maryland's fencing competition, the Cherry Blossom Open, did turn into a national story after fencer Stephanie Turner refused to compete against a transgender athlete, Redmond Sullivan. So this female, Stephanie, of course, she warmed up. She walked out there and she took a knee in front of the ref and said, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. I am a woman and this is a man and this is a women's tournament and I will not fence this individual. And so you had her take a knee. And the result of that was that she got black carded on the spot, which is, I'm going to assume that you don't know much about fencing. So let me just inform you. I had to look it up too. That is fencing's version of you're expelled. So she was expelled from the competition for not participating against a man. There she is taking the knee, which good on her. I would just say that as I'm watching this, if we had more women who just refused to participate in the delusion, we would not be in the situation that we are currently in. And so you have USA Fencing who are saying, well, she wasn't punished for her beliefs, just for refusing to compete. Okay. So they said, by the way, they said in a post that got ratioed on X, USA Fencing said, hate speech or targeted hate of any kind is not acceptable online or in person. And so I guess I don't know what hate speech they're referring to. I would say it's never hate speech to A, have a female protect herself from harm of a biological male, B, point out the fact that he is in fact a biological male and biological differences exist. And so now here we are. And we're talking about fencing because still in 2025, you have these radical leftists who are putting women at risk. I mean, remember when they used to say that they were the party of women and that they held up women and that the Republicans were the ones that had the war on women? And it's like, I don't know. I feel like you guys hate women because you're participating in not just this, putting them at risk, but if there was ever a patriarchy to be had, the patriarchy that they screamed about all the time, I would say it's probably men taking over and dominating every single women's space you can think of. Sports, the bathroom, the shower, all of these spaces now are taken over by men who weren't good enough to cut it in their own sport.
Amen, sister.
I mean, it's nuts that this is what we're talking about. I never thought that we'd be talking about fencing. But now, I mean, and you just think about these, I get it. I mean, as a female, Eric, I don't know how you identify today, but I know for a fact that we are females, okay? And as a female, I'm like, I get it. It's hard because you have to think about scholarships that you might be missing out on and all of that, but stop participating. And if every woman just stood up and said, I'm not doing this, it would shut it down that quick.
You know, when Title IX passed, when you had women's sports, when you got some equality with the scholarships with men and women athletes, that was a major victory for women. And yet, what's happening with this trans community and trans athletes absolutely undermines every aspect of it. I was an athlete. I'm a feminist. It hurts my heart, honestly, to admit that men are just bigger and stronger for the most part than women. Okay, it just does.
They are.
But it is a physiological fact, and they don't belong in women's sports.
Yeah. We talk about this a lot because Eric is former track athlete. And it's like, I mean, Eric, you probably should just go and pretend that you're.
Well, yeah, I'd have the women's world record in the 100-meter dash if I did, because my time's faster than FloJo's time. But no, it is a delusion, and the fact that everybody keeps participating in the charade as if, well, this is actually what's happening. They're expecting everybody else to continue to participate. So when they see someone act like they do and they say, "Look, I'm out.
Yep.
I'm not participating in this nonsense," they are then shunned. Instead, in the U.S. fencing, that response is absolutely just disgusting because instead of being like, or at least trying to rationalize with the situation, they're spinning it, actually acting as if she's the enemy here and talking about something about hate speech, like or hate whatever.
Hate speech to say that's a man and I'm not going.
I'm good. I'm not going to put myself on the line like that, and I want to protect the sanctity of my sport. That's not hate speech. I don't even know how you could spin that to meaning like hate speech or something weird unless you're just totally compromised, man. But yeah, this is something that just continues to spiral out of control because we're just not being honest about the simple fact that, yes, definitely in sport, which requires some sort of physical exertion, men are going to be better suited to participate in that, right? There's some sort of definitely like when you want to start talking about maybe gymnasts and some of the stuff that they do where because of their physiology, they're actually better than men in some cases because men just can't balance like that in some cases or the center of gravity is different. But that's really the only exception. Everything else, we're going to have an advantage. Yeah. And that's not a crazy thing to say. And the fact that unfortunately a lot of people within, and that's how they justified this within the medical community, just went along with this as if it was okay. Like we don't have an advantage. It's just mind blowing to me, man.
When you think about the fact that radical leftists have taken over even fencing, that's how bad it is out there in the streets, that even in fencing, they've got people who think that it's appropriate to post some sort of comment about that being hate speech. You're like, wow, we've lost fencing. That's pretty depressing. Side note, I did take fencing in college, and I started taking fencing in college, and then I broke my foot, and I had to switch out of it because I couldn't fence. So that means that I was like this close to going on a different career path, and I might have been a professional fencer right now, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Let's go with that. I'm good with it.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a quick break here, and I want to get to another crazy radical leftist story when we return. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.